Change can be really hard, but it can also be really, really good. Hey guys, it's me again, Douglas, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about change. Yeah, specifically like entering a new chapter in your life. And for me, sometimes I wish that things would always stay the same, right? Because it can be really hard doing something new. And for kids, we're doing new stuff all the time. Every year you move up to a new grade in school. And so you're going to have new teachers at school or at church, and you're going to have new stuff that you got to learn, and you're going to have new rules that you got to follow. Sometimes you're going to be interacting with brand new people, and you got to make new friends. It can be really, really hard. But God can really bless you through change. With the new challenges in your life, God can bring new blessings. In the Old Testament, in the story of Moses, God's chosen people, the Israelites, were slaves in Egypt. And God sent Moses to go save them, to go get them out of Egypt and take them to someplace new. And God had prepared this new place for them, and they called it the Promised Land. And God said that it would be beautiful and that it would be really, really good land for growing food and for living in, and it was going to be just wonderful. Well, after the Israelites were out in the desert for a while, they finally got to the Promised Land. And when the Israelites finally reached the Promised Land, they found out that there were people who were already living there. And so they sent 12 spies to go into the Promised Land to see if it was really as good as God said it would be, and also to see if they would be able to conquer these people and to take the land that God had promised them. And they went and they found out that, the land was just as beautiful and just as wonderful as God said it would be. And they even brought back some of the fruit that they found there, and the fruit was so good and so delicious. And they brought back a grape cluster that was so big that 2 people had to carry it together. But they also found out that the people who lived there were, in fact, really strong. They had strong armies and cities with big, strong walls, and they even found some giants. Like literal giants, like related to Goliath-type giants. And so when the spies came back to give their report, they said, the land is just as good as God said it would be. But 10 of those 12 spies said that they could not go get the Promised Land, that they would not be able to fight the people that were already there. Yeah, the place was good, but they couldn't go get it. But 2 of those spies, Caleb and Joshua, said, "What are you guys talking about? Yeah, the land is just as good as God said it would be. And yes, there are people there, and yes, they are very strong, but God said he would give us this land. And if he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it." And so those 10 spies, they went and they convinced a ton of Israelites that they could not go into the Promised Land. And so you know what? They didn't get to go to the Promised Land. Caleb and Joshua did, but all those people who thought that God could not bless them like he said he could, the people who focused only on the bad stuff, they didn't get any of the good stuff. Their kids did, with Caleb and Joshua, but they didn't. And sometimes I feel like in our own lives, whenever we are faced with something new, that we kind of tend to focus on all the bad stuff. We focus on just the challenges. And we don't think about the good things that God can bring from this new chapter in our lives. And if we totally focus on the bad, we can end up missing all the good. And so my challenge to you guys today is that if you are entering a new chapter in your life, that you would not focus on the challenges, but that you would focus on the blessings that God can bring you. It's not about pretending that there's nothing bad that comes from change, right? There's no challenge that comes from change, because there totally is. But with God's help, I know you can overcome it. You ever heard the story of Joshua in the battle at Jericho? Yeah, Joshua went to Jericho, which was in the Promised Land, and Jericho was a giant walled city, and the walls were so strong, Israel would have never been able to knock those walls down. So God did it for them. And with any change, with anything new, there will be challenges. But I really believe that God can bless you through that change. So whether you're moving to a new home, or you're starting a new school year, or there's any other kind of big change in your life, I really hope that you will face the challenges that they bring, knowing that God is on your side, and that you would take hold of the blessings that God has in store for you. Hey guys, I hope you liked this video. And yeah, man, change is hard. It really is hard. And I don't want to diminish that fact. It is hard whenever you have to change things, whenever you have to get used to something new. But man, oh man, can good things come out of it. I think in my head, I like the idea of things never changing, but God has a better idea for me and for you. And sometimes those blessings come with challenges, but God is there to help us through it. So I just want to let you know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying that God will help you through the hard times that you have ahead of you, that God would help you through any new scary thing in your life, and that He would bless you through them. Change can be scary, but it can also be really, really